If you look at Africa, that was a largely unchristian continent before the arrival of the Europeans or the fall of the great African kingdoms. It was mostly unchristian until that happened.
All right.
And so you can't say that, oh, they just saw it. It was mostly because of Western influence that this happened. Like the Byzantine Empire, they were the first like gateway of Christianity into Africa. And before that, Christianity didn't really have much of a foothold. And
Really?
That's true.
All right, fine. You know what's also true? You go back 30 generations in my family tree, and what do you bump into? Do you think you bump into a bunch of Christians? You go 30 generations back in my family history, and you're with the barbarians who go around slaughtering everybody they can. So those are my roots. A bunch of Vandals and Goths.
I'm guessing you're from like Germanic origins? Yeah,
that's right.
Because
my father's from Switzerland.
Yeah, after the Roman Empire turned into a Christian empire, don't you see a little bit of that connection between that?
Oh, buddy, go ahead. Reel that one out. What are you saying?
The Roman Empire eventually became Christian.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe not modern Christianity, maybe not like Methodist or Protestant or whatever, but it was Christian.
What do you mean when you say Christian?
Well, whatever Christianity. Well, because Christianity, people seem to disagree on it. People say like Catholics aren't Christians or this sect of Christianity isn't Christian.
All right.
But it all falls under that same Abrahamic religion that follows Jesus. So it
follows Jesus.
Yes.
Right there, sir. That's a Christian. Someone who follows Jesus. I don't care whether they're Catholic, Methodist, Presbyterian, whatever the label they fall under. A Christian is someone who follows Jesus Christ. Many people in the Roman Empire followed Christ. Many people who called themselves Christians did not follow Christ. It was a cultural thing. All right? Same thing in almost every nation in the world. Okay, so what's your point?
I'm saying that the idea that, well, the point you're trying to make is that, you were saying against how Christianity is mostly a Anglo-Saxon, it's a white thing, right? You were saying that, well, there's a high percentage of black women who are Christian. That doesn't necessarily invalidate the statement that Christianity was predominantly a white religion.
He was saying that if Christianity were inherently racist and sexist,
I'm not saying that.
Then there would not be so many black women.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's inherently sexist or racist, but I think I agree with you that it's not inherently sexist or racist.
Right.
But the point you made that just because there are black women doesn't mean it is not a predominantly white thing. I think that logical bound is a little
fine.
I don't know.
Then let me put it more clearly. I'm sorry for my miscommunication. Sir, there are far more followers of Jesus Christ in Africa today than there are in the United States.
Yeah.
So for anybody to say that Christianity is a white religion shows their ignorance. There are far more followers of Jesus Christ today in Africa than there are in the United States. Secondly, there are far more followers of Christ in South America today than there are in the United States. Thirdly, there are far more followers of Jesus Christ in Asia today than there are in the United States, in the West.
But that's also because Asia has a population almost 100,000 times of ours, or not 100,000, but a large number of ours. And you can see
That's
like
true.
Africa, South America, those are predominantly missionized countries. Like
me.
Yeah.
Remember me? 35 years ago?
Yeah.
Vandals, Goths, Visigoths, barbarians, that's me, that's my heritage. Germanic people. And they were led to Christ. And St. Patrick did quite a job with the Irish, didn't he? Leading them to Christ. So what's your point?
I'm saying I don't exactly get what your point is in saying that these South American countries or African countries have more Christians than the U.S. What is that supposed to?
It's to tell you that the lie on this campus that some people have bought into, which is Christianity is a white religion, could not be further from the truth. The idea on this campus that Christianity promotes racism. Yes, Christianity has promoted racism. Jesus Christ never promoted racism. He stood against racism.
I think that's coming from people who call themselves Christians and then being racist and then justifying using that. So I don't think. I personally agree with you. Yeah, exactly. It's not actual Christians.
Right. But it's also coming from some professors who I have to debate on occasion. And those professors are so bigoted, it's scary. Huh? You know, often what they'll say, which I think often allows for some wiggle room, is Western Christianity has been used to justify racism. Agreed. No question about that.
Yeah.
All right? But when you read Jesus Christ, the Gospels, when you read the Bible for yourself, there is no way that you can come away saying, oh yeah, racism is taught by Christ.
Yeah.
He almost got killed after his first sermon when he attacked racism. The best known parable he taught, the parable of the Good Samaritan, a direct frontal attack on racism.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, I'm not Christian, but I have a
Yeah.
lot of friends who are Christian.
Yes.
And I do agree that a lot of people try to twist Christ's words in order to justify racism.
Yep.
But I agree with you on that.
Well, let me tell you, it's a delight talking with you, and I really appreciate what you're raising, okay? Now, can I ask you, why are you not a Christian? What is the option that's supported by more evidence that you've trusted in, the worldview, the philosophy, the whatever, that has convinced you that it's more reliable than Jesus Christ? Because you know you've got Christian friends who are genuine, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're real followers of Christ. And so you've seen that, but you've said, no, that's not for me. A different option is. So what's the option and what's the evidence that that option is more reliable?
I personally just don't believe in the higher power.
Okay, so what do you believe in?
Science.
Science. Have you ever gone on a scientific date? Have you ever gone on a scientific date?
What is a scientific?
It's non-existent. See, so when you say I base my life on science, how do you build a scientific relationship with your mom and dad?
I have personal relations with my mother and my father. It doesn't have to be religious, it doesn't have to be scientific, it is just what makes me happy, and I respect them. It doesn't have to have some kind of ulterior motive behind making a connection with them.
But is not your relationship with your mom and dad far more important than any scientific theory you learn here at UT?
That's true. I'm not denying that.
Then why would you say, sir, that my life is based on science, when the most important thing in your life is not science, it's your relationships?
Well, you asked me the original question on why I don't believe in God, and then now you're putting it into why I value science more than my parents. I don't think that's exactly the best comparison, exactly.
Okay, I'm sorry I've miscommunicated. What I asked you was, what are you living for, and what's the evidence that whatever you're living for is true? Remember I said, you've looked at your Christian friends, and you've said, no, I'm sorry, I can't believe in Christ, but you have to live for something or someone. So I asked you, so what is it? And you said science.
I live for myself.
Okay, but you first said science.
Because you asked me what I base my reasoning on why I don't believe a God exists, what I believe the basis of the universe is.
Okay, I asked you, what are you living for?
Myself.
And you said science. We'll get to myself. We'll do that one.
Because if you ask something about why I don't believe in God, and then you ask directly after that, what do I live for then? I mean, what do I base my beliefs on? Then I'm going to say science. But now you twisted the question into why do you only live for science? Do you not live for anything else? And so if we could move just past that thing that you just kind of set me up into, that would be fine.
If I say that I believe in Jesus Christ, and a big part of my life, my experience of life, contradicts Christ, I better have the open-mindedness to say, you know something? I better go back and question whether my belief in Christ is good.
Yeah.
So, I asked you what you're living for. You said science. Then I'm going to ask you, fine, is your relationships with your parents more important to you than science? Obviously, my question was leading in a very clear direction, which I think you have found out what the direction was.
Yeah.
And you honestly answered, my relationship with my mom and dad is far more important than science.
Yeah.
Well, if you're living for science, but the majority of your life experience teaches you what's most important to me in life, what means most to me in life, is not science. It has nothing to do with science. It has to do with my relationship with mom and dad. Don't you think you better go back and re-examine your belief that science is going to be the basis of my life?
You asked the question originally. You can't just keep saying that, oh, I believe in science more than my parents. Because the way you phrased the question was that, what do you believe in? I believe in science. That does not mean I don't.
So do I. I believe in science also.
That doesn't invalidate my connection with my parents or connections I have with other people.
I know that.
So then why did you make that?
Because I'm trying to challenge you as a thinking human being. You have stood here and said, I'm sorry, I have Christian friends and I cannot accept their Jesus that they believe in. Fine, no problem. But you've got to have a better alternative. And the alternative that you gave me is an alternative that I get often from university students, science. And what I'm trying to show you, sir, is you can't build your life on science. Because what means most to you in life is your relationships, not scientific formulas. So, in light of that fact, you better go back and question, am I basing my life on something that is really reliable? I think the clear answer is, no, you're not.
But the thing is, you can have... Humans are not just reasoning beings by themselves, and they are
Right.
not just feeling beings by themselves. What differentiates us from other animals is that we can both reason and feel.
Good.
And so, how can you say that, oh, just because I value science, I put that completely above my relationships with other people? Why can't you just have both?
You can have both.
And that's what I'm saying. Because originally when you asked your question, I thought, what do you base your beliefs in? I said science. Then you said, then what do you value most? And I'm like, my family. Then you pivoted that into, well, then you like science more than your family. So I think that's where we had a little misunderstanding, or maybe I
No,
misinterpreted your question.
I don't think we had a big misunderstanding, a small one.
A small
It's real
misunderstanding.
simple. You cannot live your life on science.
That's correct.
So why on earth would you say, what I'm living for is science? The vast majority of your life has nothing to do with science. The vast majority of your life has to do with relationships. Right?
What I base my beliefs in regards to you. Again, you brought up God. You said, what do I base my beliefs in?
Right.
I said science. But what do I value most in this world is relationships with the people I love and my friends.
What does science tell me I'm to do to her?
Nothing.
Good. Very good. So therefore, whether I slap her in the face or respect her is not a scientific question. Science says nothing about it. Very good. You see why you can't build your life on science. Science is a great tool to be used, as is basketball. I love basketball. It brings me a great deal of joy and fulfillment. But I can't base my life on basketball, sir. And I can't base my life on science, because science doesn't even tell me how to treat her.
That's true. Then I retract my statement about the science, then I say I live for myself.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, now I respect you intellectually, because you said, okay, fine, now I'm tracking with you, Cliff.
Yeah.
You're right, I can't build my life on science. Now I'd encourage you to listen to students on this campus say, oh, I base my life on science. They've been saying it out here for years with me. It's a lie, sir. It's a dead faith. But they got faith in science.
That's the thing I agree with you with. A lot of people try to base their beliefs solely on reason, but reason derives itself from your own emotions.
Fascinating point. It's more complex than a physical process that we study that we call science.
And that's the thing. I am willing to admit, science does not explain everything. There is a lot I still don't know, and there's a lot we don't understand about anything. So I'm just saying that science is not a definitive answer. And
Exactly.
I'm not right about it.
Not only that, there is so much to reality that has nothing to do with science, like how I treat her. It'd be ridiculous for me to think I base my life on science. Science has nothing to say whether I'm to love her or hate her, whether I'm to respect her or be disrespectful to her. That's ethics.
Yeah.
That's philosophy. That's logic, which is not scientific. Science is a study of process, how the organism works, how the body functions. The reason that I went to college was because I realized my mind has limits. I want professors to expand my mind to teach me. And so I shelled out the money and went to college. The reason that I read books is because I'm realizing I'm limited, really limited. The reason that I experience guilt is because I realize often what's good, and instead of doing the good, I do the opposite. And then I experience guilt. When I read about Jesus Christ and see how he taught, how he lived, how he died, and how he rose from the dead, the evidence is Jesus Christ is more reliable than I am. He died, he rose from the dead. When I die, I ain't coming back. But he died, came back. Gosh, the evidence is I can trust him in a way that I can't trust myself. Now, do I trust myself? Of course I do. So I'm using language. So I'm using my mind to talk with you. So yes, I obviously trust myself to an extent. But ultimately, I can't put my faith in myself because I'm so fickle. I'm so ignorant. I'm so blinded. I got so many blind spots, it's incredible. Just ask my wife. She'll tell you. See, that's why I'm convinced Jesus Christ is more reliable than you, than me.